Have you ever heard a story that felt a little too real? A tale that crawls under your skin and stays there long after the final word is spoken. I'm a storyteller. It's what I do. I collect whispers, local legends, things people say they saw in the dead of night. But one story found me, and it refuses to let go. It began with an old man I met in a forgotten diner, somewhere deep in the winding roads of the Appalachian Mountains. His name was Silas, and his face was a roadmap of long, hard years. He saw the notebook and pen on my table and gave me a weary smile. "You collect stories, boy?" he asked, his voice like gravel. "I've got one for you, one you won't find in any book. It's about the woods. Not just any woods, but the Whisperwood." According to Silas, the Whisperwood wasn't marked on any map. It was a place you stumbled into, usually when you were already lost. The trees there grew too close together, their branches tangled like arthritic fingers, blocking out the sun. But the scariest part wasn't the darkness. It was the sound, a constant, low whisper that seemed to come from the leaves, the bark, the very air itself. The whispers, he said, weren't wind. They were voices, and they knew your name. He told me about a group of hikers, for young friends, who vanished near the supposed location of the Whisperwood a decade ago. The official report said they got lost, succumbed to the elements. But Silas shook his head. "The woods took M," he rasped. "The whispers got inside their heads, turned M against each other, made M see things that weren't there." He described how the search party found their camp. Tents shredded, supplies scattered, and strange symbols carved into the trees, spirals and jagged lines that made no sense. But of the hikers, there was no sign, not a footprint, not a trace. It was as if the ground had swallowed them whole. The story was good, too good. It had all the classic elements. I scribbled down every word, my writer's brain buzzing. I thanked Silas, paid for my coffee, and left, the tale already forming into a neat narrative in my mind. I drove for hours, the story replaying, twisting, turning. It was late when I realized I'd taken a wrong turn somewhere. The road had become a narrow dirt track, hemmed in by a forest so dense it seemed to drink the light from my headlamps. The trees, they were unnervingly close together. Their branches clawed at the sides of my car. I stopped the car, the engine's hum suddenly deafening in the silence. My GPS was dead, no signal. A primal sort of unease began to creep up my spine. This was just like the story. A coincidence, I told myself. Just a spooky coincidence. I got out of the car, hoping to see a sign, a landmark, anything, and that's when I heard it. A low, sibilant sound, like 1,000 hushed voices speaking at once. It wasn't the wind, it was clearer than that, sharper, and in that chorus of whispers, I heard something that froze the blood in my veins. My name. It was whispering my name. Panic seized me. I scrambled back into the car, fumbling with the keys. The whispering grew louder, more insistent, coming from all directions. It felt like it was inside the car with me, inside my head. I slammed the car into reverse, tires spinning in the dirt, and floored it. I didn't care where I was going, only that I was going away from that place. The sound of branches scraping against the metal was horrific, like claws trying to hold me back. I drove like a madman, not looking back, until the dirt track finally merged with a paved road and I saw the blessed glow of a distant streetlight. I never went back to that part of the country. I tried to write the story down, the one Silas told me, but every time I tried, my hands would shake. The whispering would start again, faintly, at the edge of my hearing. It's a story that doesn't want to be told. It wants to be experienced, and I was its newest character. I'm a storyteller, but I've learned that some stories are not ours to tell. They belong to the places they were born from, and some places, they don't like giving their stories away. They prefer to collect them, or, more accurately, they prefer to collect the storytellers themselves. The woods are full of stories. You just have to be careful you don't become one of them. Now, I look at my collection of tales, the notebooks filled with ghosts and local legends, and they feel different. They feel thin, like pale imitations of the real thing. Because I've been to the edge of a real story. I've heard its voice, and it knows my name. Sometimes, late at night, when the house is quiet and the wind is howling outside, I can still hear it. A faint whisper, carried on the breeze, reminding me that I got away once. It's a promise, and a threat. It's waiting. The Whisperwood is always waiting for those who listen too closely. So be careful what stories you go looking for. You might just find one that's looking for you, too. Thank you so much for listening to my story tonight. If you enjoyed this and want to hear more tales from the edge of reality, please hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. It helps more than you know. Stay safe out there, and remember to check your maps. Until next time.